All right, so mutual funds sold, stocks sold, stocks liquidated. Where's the money? Guess where it is? It's in their vaults. It's in the U.S. Treasury. It's in Treasury bonds. It's in savings accounts. They're taking all that money and putting it where? In a safe vault. The Treasury. These are banks backed by the Treasury Department. You put your money in a savings account, it's a Treasury account. Okay. Problem is, if it's stuck in the Treasury, it is not moving anything, and the economy doesn't move when money's not moving. Okay, so the government must move fast to get the money flowing again. That's the $700 billion bailout. It wasn't. What will lead to a recession, or what is that if the government just fiddles their thumbs around and doesn't do anything. They had to do something immediately and decisive just to get the money moving again. Why? Because they got the money. All your savings is now sitting in the Treasury. Okay? So, lending will be promoted big time. So, when is it time to borrow? It's time when they're giving the money away. They're looking for people who are going to capitalize on the opportunities that are there awaiting us. Hence the part 2 of this seminar, where we're going to talk about opportunities that are going to be coming our way, which are simple for us as home buyers and homeowners, which is a simple foreclosure or a good deal from a builder. Okay, so this is what's happening. We're on the way to those that are prepared to take advantage of that. This be an opportunity of a lifetime? But you must align yourselves with professionals that are in this business, that know this business, that have been in it hopefully a long time, that specialize in what you're looking for, and not just talk. I get realtors going, do you know that the realtor count from the Austin Board of Realtors dropped from 10,600 to 6,100 realtors since January? Okay? That means 40% drop in the real estate agents out there. So be careful who you choose.
They stopped selling real estate.
They just got out of business.
You have to renew your license.
It costs money.
They won't. They will.
Yeah, it costs money to be a realtor. I mean, it does. And to be a good one, it costs a lot of money. And that's why 80% of the realtors, 80% of the realtors do 20% of the business. I'm one in the 20%. And that's what I want to hopefully impress upon you guys, is that I want to be one of your guys to call when it comes time to sell, buy, or refer real estate. That's what this is all about, is to establish that relationship, that I know what I'm doing because I'm in it for the long haul. You know what happens when I hear all the people crying about they're getting out of the real estate business, I can't make a living. I'm going, yeah, you probably need to get out of business because, because what is it? It's taking away business from me. And I don't mean that. I don't mean that harsh. But what happens is they cut their commissions down to nothing, and then they drag themselves slowly out of the business. No, just if you're not going to be a realtor, not tough out the times, then get out of business and go do something else. Okay, so that's just my soapbox on realtors. They drag the market, they drag the commissions down on the way out, and all that stuff. And the same thing with lenders. Mo and I had this conversation. I'm going to show you what happened in the last 45 days. Interest rates were at 6.5 about the beginning of September. Fed, what was it? Fed funds cut, whatever. There was a couple of announcements, but anyways, it got down to lows of 5.625. Okay, and every day. Then all of a sudden, the $700 billion bailout came out, went up 6.5 recently. Just recently, in a week. How quickly did it go? It went up in a week. Okay, then it goes back down right now. It's 6 1/4. Well, it was 6 1/8 actually a few days ago. Back up to 6 1/4. Okay, people go, and Mo was talking. We had a person went to one of our seminars here, who's buying a HUD foreclosure. He's making at least $20,000 by doing it immediately, maybe more, 25. Okay, 30, 29,000. That's the number. Okay, so he's making 29,000, and what he's doing is shopping loan officers. I'll shop it. I'm shopping it today. I'm shopping over here. Shop here. Shop. And what you need is a loan. All you really need is a trusted advisor, professional, trusted advisor, because these things change so fast right now. What you're looking for is somebody you can trust, not chase an interest rate. Because there is a group of loan officers that should be getting out of the business. Right? And they're going, sure, I'll do that loan for free, and if the rates go up, I guess I'm sorry. So, because and that happens. I used to own a mortgage company. It drive me crazy. People get quotes off E-loan and stuff, and bottom line is that you got to deal with somebody in your that has accountability. And what I mean by accountability is that I give my loan officer $500,000 worth of loans a month, maybe. I don't know. It's a lot. Maybe $200,000, maybe $1 million if I get lucky. Okay, but I still get the wholesale rate sheets. Like, hey, what's going on? Looks like bond market previous. So I already get all the interest rates, and so I call him and I said, if he doesn't do a good job for my clients, if he's not honest, sincere, good, pick up the phone when he needs to, does a great job, then he won't get that business. Okay, so that makes me look good when he does a great job or she does a great job. Okay, so you're looking for those trusted partners, not somebody who's playing interest rate money. Right here in the credit union, you guys are here depositing your money all day long. Go in and see Jack. Say, hey, what's going on with the interest rates? What should I be looking into? A home equity line of credit? So, all right. So to capitalize, all right, the home that you must. This is just a little sidebar here. The home that you must have paid off before you retire is your empty nester retirement home. What I mean is I kind of do this is between the retirement and the walker, or between the retirement and the nursing home. And the reason I say that is because just quick defer here, is my father, who's a real estate attorney, well, he didn't take his own advice and didn't buy a whole lot of real estate. He bought and sold, bought and sold, bought and sold. By the end of his working career, he didn't own any real estate anymore. Okay, but if he kept the first house I remember living in San Mateo, California in 1963, when I was born, that house would be worth $1.5 million, and it would have been free and clear paid off 10 years ago. And it was perfect for a retirement. He could actually live up through a reverse mortgage, could have had $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 a month if he wanted to until his days. Okay, so it gave me a thought that there's some time when you get to the point where you're 65, 70, 72, or being forced by a medical issue where you can't work anymore. I certainly hope you have a paid off home. It doesn't have to be big. Maybe a 1,500, 2,000 square foot little one story that you can push your walker around. And I don't mean that facetiously, but the bottom line is I had to pay my dad's rent for 3 years. I was glad to do that because that's what sons do for their fathers. But I looked back and I said, even if he kept that first home, he would have been a millionaire just from that first home. But I also went back to Zillow and looked at all the homes he ever owned his entire lifetime. That whole theory of buying and holding throughout their life, he would have been worth $5.5 million. Only the houses I remember living in that he rented or that we lived in it, that he owned and sold, bought and sold. So lesson to be learned, have that retirement home paid off. And right now it might be the first day where you take a step towards having a free and clear home way down the line. If nothing else, if that free and clear home is when you're time you don't want to work, you'll get rent from it. This is a no-brainer. And guess what? Who pays it? The tenant pays it off for you. Okay. So buy it now with cheap money, pay it off over the next 10 to 20 years, and live free and clear. That's just a no-brainer. Another thing that my kids know of is that we bought a home for their college education. We bought it when they were born with the intention of paying it off by the time they're 18, right? So they can either live in it and hopefully go to UT, or they can sell it and they'll have enough money to pay for the 4-year college. That's simple. But in the meantime, somebody else is paying that note off. The two biggies is to, or you can put them in and teach them how to be responsible and then rent the other rooms out, and then they all of a sudden become real estate investors in a house that dad bought for them, and now they get income from it. So two big debts you can cancel just by buying one house or two houses.